on Thursday last week, Equifax announced that they had suffered a hack. So we're talking about names, date of births, social security numbers, addresses.
I think they said like over 182,000 documents, and they estimate that I think possibly 200,000 credit card numbers were stolen.
Of course, they've been receiving a lot of backlash, a lot of criticism. They wanted to reassure their customers or give their customers something, you know, say that, hey, we're going to be here for you. So what they did was they offered their customers some free identity protection, identity theft protection, and credited file monitoring services.
Wow, how generous.
Yeah, that's pretty generous.
That is so generous. How nice of them.
I know.
Especially after something like this happened.
I know, after they just like lost their wallet full of like 143 people, 143 million people sensitive data.
They just dropped their briefcase.
They just dropped it. Bam! Middle of the street, somebody picked it up. But, oh my gosh.
You know, that seems like an adequate reparation.
Yeah, that's heartfelt.
That seems,
that's a company doing what it's doing.
Doing its due diligence after
the fact, after a horrible situation.
Right.
To instill some semblance of confidence in the people that they represent, right? The people that have been entrusted to hold, to keep safe their personal information, their private information.
Customer service
at its finest.
Okay.
Yeah. So now, with that, with these protections that they offered, the free identity theft protection and the credit monitoring service, they came with some strings attached. But people didn't know that right at first.
So you saying there's a disclaimer? There's a disclaimer?
If there was a disclaimer, many people were not aware of it. Okay. Many people were not aware.
It's like, oh, so it was like, you know, at the end of that, those commercials where it's like,
yes, many people signed up for this credit monitoring service, and then afterwards they found out that if you had signed up for the credit monitoring service, that you would not be allowed to sue Equifax for any damages. You would have to seek arbitration.
Oh, and arbitration is done through
Equifax. Oh, you like how they did that, right? You like how they did that, right? So after that was exposed, after that made the rounds in the media, they put a little provision in now that where you can now escape. They put an escape provision in, but what you would have to do is within 30 days of signing up for that credit monitoring service, you'd have to send them a written letter saying that you went out.
What? Wait a second. Don't you think it's highly inefficient to try to set up a process where people are having to write letters? How like I would be mad as hell if I worked in the mailroom at Equifax.
Hey,
I'll be mad as hell.
You know what? You just celebrated the fact that they had put forth some good customer service. Exhibited some good customer service, right?
I mean, get serious again. Yes, sir. Yes.
But now they want people to write them letters saying saying that they want out. Now, is that good customer service?
That's horrible customer service.
They first noticed this hack in May. Now, they first reported on it just last week. So let's see, May. Let's see. All right, so you got June, July, August, September. You talking about 4 months went by? You talking about 4 months went by and you didn't say not a word? 4 months. Good customer service again.
See, you don't want to startle your customers unnecessarily, Will.
Right.
Okay. You worked customer service before.
Yeah.
Come on, you know this.
So in a statement there was an update to their website, Equifax said, "We know that criminals exploited a U.S. website application vulnerability. The vulnerability was Apache Struts CVE 2017-5638. Okay, So, like I said, that's the software that a number of corporations, a number of companies use for their websites. This is from NBC News. Apache Struts is like the struts in your car. It's a version of a popular server software that medium to large companies use as a framework to make it easier for developers to build top to bottom custom websites. It can handle anything. It can handle everything from interactive screens and logins to web apps and database management. The Apache Software Foundation, they said in a statement on Thursday, they said the Equifax data compromise was due to their failure to install the security updates provided in a timely manner. Ah. So what they're saying is that this data didn't have to be stolen from Equifax. If they had just made the investment, made the upgrades to their systems. And I've heard this from not only, I mean, because you could say that it's a biased opinion because they're linked into this travesty, but I've heard that separately from a number of opinions that this is Equifax's fault because they didn't implement the changes needed to avert this disaster.
You know, you would think that a company that is responsible for sensitive data and sensitive material, you would be a little more cautious.
You would think.
Oh, precautious.
You would think.
You know what I'm saying? You precautious.
Right.
You would think. I mean, this is probably just as sensitive as, you know, medical data. If I was the CEO of that company, if I was in charge of security, or if I was in charge of any kind of loss prevention, like I'd be sweating all day and all night, and you know, and I'd be making sure to have my I's dotted and my T's crossed.
But they didn't do that. That's why they don't want people suing their behinds. Think about 143 million consumers. That, you know what that spells? You know what it spells when 143 million consumers file a class action lawsuit? You know what that spells? Bankruptcy. And to me, it just doesn't make sense. Like the only explanation I can think of is kind of the same explanations that a lot of these businessmen have when it comes to upgrading a certain, like, I guess, safety equipment at factories. Why they don't want to do it? Why? Because of money. Yes. And to me, that can't be anything but greed. It is, because you can take, man, this stretches out to so many different situations. What about Flint? What about the water situation in Flint, right? They could have taken care of it on the front end, made sure that nobody got sick, but they didn't want to do that. Why? Money.
What about the two executives that
oh yeah, go ahead with that.
Yeah, what the two executives sold their stock 2 days before they released the information about the hack.
Now, they said they had no prior knowledge.
Wait.
They said they had no prior knowledge of this hack or this announcement.
Company executives. You mean to tell me?
Not low-level cats.
Not low-level cats.
But with stock options.
Stock options.
Didn't know.
They didn't know that the company was going to release this information. Okay. Let's just say that's not true. Let's say that is true. Sorry. Let's say that is true.
If that's true, I believe in unicorns and they're real.
No, I believe in unicorns, ponies, gnomes, Bigfoot, the Predator, everything. Let's just say they didn't know the company was going to announce that they had been, you know, their systems had been breached. I guarantee they knew about the hack, though.
Well,
they can't say they did not know about the hack.
Well, there's an investigation going on, and they're going to check their emails, you know, the company emails and things to see if they did have prior knowledge. But they swear they didn't know about this. They just, you know, hey, executives from time to time sell stock. Yeah, it just happened. It's just a coincidence. Nothing suspicious here.
That they sold their stock 2 days before their company announced that their systems have been hacked, and it just so happens that is after the company announced that they had been hacked, the stock went
tanked.
Yes.
It's almost like they could foresee that happening.
Maybe. Maybe. The jury is still out on that one.
I mean, we should take them at their word, right?
Yes. Yes.